Welcome back, everybody. This is a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming, and we are going to go ahead and load our save file back up for Wizardry, Tale of the Forsaken Land here for the PlayStation 2. Now, we've just been kind of bumping our way through the second floor there and mapping it out as we go, all the while on the lookout for a Pixie's Wing. That'll help us with that Maps Vellum. In the meantime, there have been a couple new quests we can pick up at the bar, and let's go check those out. Will it be today? Let's just go ahead. Oh. Could see there's a couple generic characters here at the inn. Not too interested in any of them, truth be told. They're here just in case you needed them or wanted them to fill out the party. Doing my best to stick just to NPCs you could recruit after fulfilling their quests or NPCs of note in this. So we're going to go story characters only. You get some extra dialogue with them. It fleshes things out nicely. Let's go ahead and take a look at the quest list. Okay, so here we are on the second page. Quest from a Maria says, "Train me to be a priest. Get 400 experience and a magic stone." Let's check this out. It says, "I would like to be a priest, but I have yet to learn many things in order to become one. Please allow me to practice healing paralysis." Okay, that's a weird request. Let's check it out. We accept the request, and we recognize this girl. I think we bumped into her at the Adventurers Guild, if I'm not mistaken. She's just kind of looking at us. Girl was staring at you. As you turned your head, she turned red and began speaking. I am Maria Friedel. I'm gonna go with that. Maria Friedel, you've heard that name before. It's the client from the quest you just accepted. You'd think by now we would get used to whatever quest we accept the person bumps right into us. Apparently we're still feeling that out. She goes, I wanted to thank you. I heard that you accepted my insignificant quest. I want to become a priest. Okay. I used to go to a school, but it was destroyed in the flash. I don't have the skill to train at the school here. I tried going into the labyrinth, but it was too much for me. Please, let me heal your paralysis. I wouldn't be in such a fix if I knew higher level spells, but I haven't learned anything yet except how to cure paralysis. Please, can you become paralyzed? So she wants us to intentionally become paralyzed. I'll be here, so when you do, please come back here. Okay, so the next time we're paralyzed, rather than going to the temple, we need to come back to the bar and let Maria help us. Sort of a weird request, but I guess there's no real harm that can come of that. Then we have a quest from a Lorenzo. Says, check if he is dead or alive. This one's offering quite a decent chunk of experience, 1,500, and a dagger as a reward. Says, I heard that Gilman was imprisoned in an underground cell. Can you verify if he died during the flash or not? Man says, are you the one who accepted my quest? How much you want to bet this is the guy? He says, I want you to find out if this guy named Gilman is dead or not. His name was Lorenzo. Came all the way from Anjou just to see Gilman's execution. The bishop tried to save him, but he doesn't deserve it. Even God knows that he's guilty. Only he would be capable of doing such gruesome things. He murdered 3 girls in a fashion even beasts would wince at. Only a demon or a psychotic killer like him could do such horrible things. Wow. This one's taken a particularly dark turn, hasn't it? He turned away and stared at the ground. He breathed deeply to calm himself and shook his head to rid himself of the hatred. Lorenzo goes on to say, if it wasn't for that giant fireball, I would have been pissing on his grave right now. Okay. Says he was locked up underneath the castle. If he's still alive, he'd probably be somewhere on the second floor of the labyrinth. And yet, no matter how kind God is, there's no way he can still be living. I mean, that fireball killed so many good people. So Lorenzo seems to be really fixated on this Gilman guy. So many people that would have contributed more to the world than he ever could have. Lorenzo begs us to find out if Gilman died in the flash. Can't rest easy until I know he's dead. Says every night his daughter whispers to him, why? Why does he live? Wow. Wow, that's some heavy stuff there. Guy's tormented over the whole thing. Apparently his daughter was one of Gilman's victims. I mean, like, it was heavy before that, but like, now we gotta find out for this guy, right? So back down we go. Be taking that shortcut to the second floor and making our way down. Checking out the old jail. First things first, got a bit of a battle on our hands. I don't think there's anything here we can't particularly just rush through, so let's do that. Oh, I was wrong, still not strong enough to rush through the rogues. And we take a damage to pay for it. Finished off the battle pretty well though. Pick up our experience and move on. Right to the door. What can I say? Got kinda lucky there. We didn't get that Reaper right away. Friendly monsters, whole bunch of kobolds and toads. No point in wasting time. Just let them be. Let's go ahead and make our way up to the second floor. Yellow moon out. I wonder if the Reaper's less likely to be on the first floor during a yellow moon. Never really looked too much into that. Okay, so again, we know that a rush isn't quite gonna do it, so we'll go with the restrict shot. And we'll stick with individual attacks so we can take out as many as possible here. Well, that's 3 for 3. Gonna bring the kobolds up to the front row, and those guys we can definitely rush through. so we will do so. And down they go. The old three-headed sack of potatoes there. Not bad, 180 experience. We know we could do better than that. Once again, 4 kobolds, 2 toads, and once again friendly, so we will let them be. Let's see what this battle holds. Holy kobolds. Yeah, we'll take that risk. Let's just rush all these kobolds off the screen here. So one of the things the giant toads could do is call for help. So we're now facing 2 of them. Let's go ahead with a restrict shot and a double slash. Yeah, let's take out the new guy. Yeah, no matter how fresh he was, that was gonna take him out. Up. Toady tried calling for help again, and nobody came. Once again, double slash, an effective finisher. That's just too much damage for first floor enemies. Speaking of too much, check that out. 585 experience. Yep, get a couple of those. Leveling's not so difficult. Going back down to the old jail. Now we've explored a good bit of this. On Sunday's stream, we actually did get through quite a decent little chunk of the jail here. Okay, we've got a half dozen regular orcs here. And an orc king? King orc? I forget how it's labeled. Either way, we're just going to rush through the regular orcs first. He's not going to be able to do much of anything from the back row there. So as you see, the red guy gets up. All the normal orcs fell. Orc king, yeah. Then he just runs away because we took out all the henchmen. That would be finery orcish tactics there. Got a little treasure here. A broken sword. That's your typical orc accoutrement. Okay. Got a couple bogey cats and a couple higher level thieves. Not the rogues, I think a brigand. A brigand and a marauder, is that right? Bushwhacker. Bushwhacker and marauder. Yeah, let's take the bushwhacker out. We'll keep that back row rogue just safely under wraps there. Let the restrict shots take out that bogey cat in front of him, so he's not an overly large threat. And we'll just double slash this bogey cat here on the left. Keep our lanes organized. Wow. I did not think that was going to live. Okay, so let's go ahead, restrict shot again. And let's go to individual actions. Use our spell trick to target the highwayman and prove that I can never remember anything's name. Well, it was worth a shot, wasn't it? So we've got 36 damage piled up on him. Let's go back to that double slash, see if we can't finish him off before he... Nope, he gets to attack first. But we were ready. The restrict shot stops him in his tracks. That's what it's there for. Critical hit, he was dead before the rest of the damage hit. Quality battle there. That's going to level up both Keo and Agog. Good 427 to the good guys and 129 gold to boot. Picking up some unidentified chainmail. That's our first unidentified item of the session. Handing this over to our bishop friend and letting him appraise away. Looks like Megas' chainmail. Okay. Evade of 2, defense of 4, increased defensive ability due to a spell cast on it. Can be equipped by anyone in the party except for Agog. So we'll naturally be handing this over. Be a boost to Keo, it would be a boost to Ricardo, it would be a boost to Sarah. More focused on the front row for the boost though. 7 and 15, 10 and 12. Let's go ahead and give it to Ricardo. He's less likely to evade a hit right now. Well, he's got that chest plate armor. You know what, let's give it to Keo. Let's give it to Keo. Next heavy armor will definitely go to Ricardo. That's my prerogative. I'll change my mind every now and then. Don't know why that did a full half turn. Probably just a bit heavy on the button on my part. So as you can see, we've checked out a couple of these cells. Stopped by a thief. He says, what the heck is she thinking? She's like setting a whole mess of friggin' traps on the other side of the door? She yelled at me, telling me not to bother her while she was working. She won't be able to get out of there herself then. Ah, who cares? She's such an idiot. So, I believe that's the room we ran into Rui earlier. He wasn't kidding. She had all kinds of traps set. Rui says, what are you doing? I built a wall just so that I wouldn't be bothered. Now look. Oh, but actually, you have great timing. I need some help. Rui grinned mischievously after she said that. She says, do you know what baked silver is? I think it's used as material to make swords. The raw ore is buried within the bedrock right here, but the bedrock crumbles easily and is difficult to get. So if you get it for me, I'll show you lots of appreciation. Oh, how cute. Well, you should do it for me anyway as punishment for destroying my wall. So one way or another, she's expecting us to do this for her. Pushed from behind by Rui to walk toward the bedrock. Could see a pink stone shining within the wall of the bedrock. She goes, that one right there, that's baked silver. Okay. Get through the little trap sequence, we take out a knife and start carving away at the bedrock. We got the baked silver. She says, wow, you did it. You're great. Handed Rui the baked silver. Aren't we wonderful? Says, I can finally go back to town now. Thanks. Give you my appreciation after I return to town, okay? So we solved her problem, and that relates to the quest she was doing for Garcia. Of course, we forgot to tell her that Garcia said not to overwork herself. Run into some more orcs here. Take out the front line, and let's see what the Orc King does. Will he stick around this time? Nope. 0 for 2 on Orc Kings in this session. Sorry, tripping on my tongue a bit today. Did pick up 120 experience there. Okay, we get a surprise round here. Like the surprise rounds. There we go. Keo definitely had the right idea there. Rest of it didn't work out so well, but you have what you have. Now back to business as usual. Let's double slash the fresh bushwhacker and see where we get to from there. Yeah, that'll definitely do it. And just to finish with a flourish, let's go ahead back and double slash it. Bogey Cat's gonna stand very little resistance against this. It's over 140 damage we're throwing at the thing. And before we could do anything else, we are in yet another combat. 2 enemies were stacked up right on top of each other. That'll happen sometimes. So Keo on his own, despite another miss from Ricardo, takes out the bushwhacker. Now you can see the bushwhackers are starting to run away from us. Bit of an interesting development. So that's 60 damage, and it still stays standing. Won't be up for much longer, though. Just piling up the experience today. Get some Bogey Cat's fur. And we're still on the look for that pixie's wing. Nothing there. So here's Power Room B, and we've got ourselves a locked chest here. Let's go ahead and open this up. Nice and easy. Inside we've got a gauntlet. Okay. Let's hand that sucker over. Should just be a base gauntlet. Ooh, a steel gauntlet, okay. Supposed to have been able to cast a defensive spell, but it failed. Evade is increased. Well, let's go ahead and, yeah. We'll give that to Ricardo. It's going to serve the same defensive function as changing out his... Pardon me on that. As changing out his armor was going to anyway. A little bit distracted there by the phone, I do apologize. But yeah, we give him the gauntlet. It's another item to his inventory, which is that much less space for us to collect items, but we've got his armor up to 15, which is the most important thing. So this lever says switch for elevator 1. Let's go ahead and move the lever. Nothing happened. So we have a power switch there, but there's no power going to it. Let's go ahead and take the stairs down. And we find ourselves in another subfloor of this jail. And we're stopped. Hear a voice say, excuse me, and it's a girl elf with beautiful green eyes trying to get our attention. She goes, please be careful. Long ago I heard this place used to be a prison with many heinous criminals locked up. The whole labyrinth is like a pit of darkness. All sorts of evil seem to gather here. Especially in this area, the curse of the dead and the dark atmosphere are much stronger than other places. It appears in those kinds of places to hunt down souls to take. The girl trembled with fear as she spoke. I'm referring to what you call the Reaper, and we call the Black Ghost. Usually, divisions of itself will roam to collect souls, but when the air thickens with darkness, it will come to seize souls itself. Why it collects souls is what even I don't understand, but there is one thing I know, that it was created by humans. It was given birth after the flash that robbed people of all things. You must think strangely of me for telling you this. The girl smiled after saying that. It was an amicable, yet sad smile. She says, please take these. The girl held out a shiny crossbow and a cloak with an odd design. A crossbow with a spell and a cloak with the ability to resist thunder. Hopefully you won't encounter it, but if you do, please use them. If it comes after you itself, it's just as scary. Please be especially careful of the powerful spells that come from the dark side. I pray for your safety. You get a magic crossbow and a thunder cloak. Okay, so let's check this out. Magic crossbow. Could be equipped by anybody, deals 10 damage, enhanced with the power of spells. Raises the luck of the equipped person, can be used from the back row. Well, that's a good enough reason for me to hand it to someone in the back row. Seems like it's going to drastically lower the defense of the person who takes it, because the shield's going to come unequipped. Let's go ahead and give this to a Gog. Thundercloak, transcribed with the dwelling area of Wind Fairies, of the Wind Fairy self. Enemy hits and thunder damage are diminished. So we'll go ahead and give that to Sarah. Equip the magic crossbow. Shield will be unequipped, that's fine. Now let's go ahead and hand over the poison throwing knife to Sarah. Equip the poison throwing knife and the thunder cloak, which unequips the lapis ornament. Okay, so Kyo doesn't have an accessory yet. Let's go ahead and hand over the leather armor to Sarah. And that'll free up room for her to hand the lapis ornament to Kyo. Finally having Kyo equip the... Oh, he can't equip it. Right, only a priest, a bishop, or a sorcerer. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and, that's no problem. We'll hand the lapis ornament to Agog, who will equip that. Send the sculpture charm Kyo's way. And now Kyo can equip the sculpture charm. There we go. Knew we'd get there eventually, folks. I do apologize about that. But apparently we've got to be careful on these floors of the dungeon, because the Reaper is nearby. Also looking out for evidence of Lorenzo, that very evil dude that, no, we're looking for Lorenzo for Gilman. That's right. Sorry, got my names crossed up here. Okay, we got a treasure chest here. Maybe this will be a transfer potion? Haven't run into one of those yet today. Nope, gauntlet. Okay. Let's hand that over. And appraise. Another steel gauntlet. Seems like Kyo's just got a regular one. That thing's at 0-1, so let's go ahead and hand that over to Sarah. Hand the steel gauntlet over to Kyo. And Kyo can equip the steel gauntlet. Got ourselves a one-way door here that takes us to the second floor elevator. So we found an elevator. Well, we've at least found a place where an elevator can be. The elevator itself is not there. Walked over to the other side here. We have a trapped chest. So this is a red chest. These are what the trapped ones look like. Says there's a crossbow bolt set. Will you open it? Yeah, let's go ahead and open it. Much the same way as just opening a locked chest. We get an unidentified metal armor. Okay. See, this is where having that bishop really helps out, isn't it? Go ahead and appraise it. Quality metal armor. Okay. Increases all around performance. Yeah, let's go ahead and hand that back to Ricardo. And have him equip the quality metal armor. That's great. Now our frontline guys are getting all spiffy and well defended. We'll kinda need them for that. You encountered a warrior who was walking cautiously as he looked around. It's that guy from up at the inn when we stared down Virgo. Smiled bashfully and scratched his head as he noticed you. Says, "Whew, it's only you adventurers. Don't scare me like that. Finally made it up to here. I don't want to encounter monsters anymore. Be careful if you're going down. The third floor is confusing. It changes every time you enter. Nothing good ever happens there. You'll encounter all these enemies while you get lost. But one thing, you won't feel the presence of the Reaper. Just make sure you get plenty of experience before you challenge the third floor." You departed with the warrior who is going back to town. So the third floor apparently is a randomized dungeon, and it'll change every time you go in and out of it, but there's no worry about the Reaper there. So important things to remember. Just kind of scoping out the rest of this floor. Nothing unusual here. Just another empty-ish room. Wow. We got all kind of combat coming up here. So we're going to go ahead and use that spell cancel so we don't have to worry about that sorcerer in the back row. And then I'm going to trust the fighters to be able to handle the bogey cats. Let's hope they can get through them. Well, there's one living, and as you can see, as that sorcerer goes to cast, we end up taking it out with the spell cancel. So we've got 2 wounded bogey cats and not much more. They get their shots in, and fortunately we only take 1 damage from the pair of them combined. That's not too bad, and now we can get back to business as usual. Keeping with the individual attacks though, just throwing in a restrict shot on the off chance that anything got a hit off. Now the bogey cats get a chance to attack, so now we're really back to business as usual. Restrict shot and double slash. Highwayman gets cut off on his way. And then finished off with the double slash. That's going to be a nice chunk of experience. Yeah, 445. And we get a treasure as well. Not mad about that. We'll take the Thief's Blood. And encounter number 2. Okay, we've got some undead with a priest and a highwayman. So a priest, a highwayman, and 2 undead kobolds walk into a jail. Heard this one? Okay. We'll go ahead, restrict shot this, double slash the priest, and then we'll just take things as they come from there. Okay, so the double slash worked fine. Oh yeah, that's right, our crossbow's magic. We can kill the undead with it. Forgot about that. No real need to change up tactics then. I was expecting a 0-0 there, honestly. There, the restrict shot worked perfectly against the highwayman, as will this double slash. Man, that's gonna make it difficult to get paralyzed. I'm sure it'll come up at some point. One thing you don't have to worry about in games like this is something bad happening to you. It's gonna happen. Here we've got a couple bogey cats, a highwayman, and another sorcerer. We're gonna spell cancel that sorcerer because not getting cast on is big. Let's just go ahead and let's just let these guys take out a bogey cat, get our sure damage in here. You can almost always bet that guy's gonna cast if he's in the back row. Of course, that bogey cat gets a free swing and comes up empty. Now the bogey cat goes down, and that just leaves us with the highwayman. He's gonna get the first swing. We're not too worried about it. So we've got that double slash coming up right behind. And he's already taken 25 damage. Yeah, we'll take that. Another 445 experience. Okay, we've reached the mechanical room. That's encouraging. We opened the door, pixies were flying around playfully. That's not so encouraging. One of the pixies had a ring with jewels. Pixie on the right says, "What a pretty ring. It's so shiny." Middle pixie says, "Haha, this is rare. Figures that somebody of high social status has nice things." Pixie on the left says, "It's pretty, give it to me." Middle one says, "No way, I'm the one who found it, this is mine." Getting into the collapsed underground temple was hard work, you know. If you want one, go look yourself. As you grimaced at their screeching voices, the pixies noticed you. Look, adventurers. They've got lots of pretty stuff. Give us some stuff, pretty stuff, and your life. Well, we kinda figured that was how this was gonna go, didn't we? The pixies have attacked us. Now, pixies are a unique problem because they can cast and they can attack. I feel our best option here is to restrict shot and individual attack, because we're strong enough to be able to fell them. Yep, we guessed lucky there. They went after the melee attack and we take them down in one shot. See those big wooden gears turning in the background there? Only 120 experience, because we're a bit higher level than you typically are when you get here. Call me cautious. You picked up the ring from the corpse of the pixie. There was something engraved on the inside. It says, "For my beloved Atelier, L.A." Seems to be Queen Atelier's ring, but why is it here? At that moment of uncertainty, your memory grew hazy. Oh, looks like we're having a bit of a flashback. I remember this ring. She was so happy with this ring on her hand, and what did she say? She said, "This ring is full of fond memories, memories that have long gone and can never be replaced. The person who gave me this ring no longer exists. I will never be able to see those eyes full of kindness. That person disappeared after giving me the ring, and in place of that person, I was given an outstanding guard. But as I touch this ring, I can recall my memory from many years ago as if it were yesterday. The memories come back so vividly." Yeah, we just had a heck of a flashback ourselves to the queen talking to us in the palace, apparently. You came to your senses as your comrades called to you. Still too early to dream. You smiled wryly as you put the ring away. We now have the queen's ring. Just kinda scoping out this room. It's red, I'm not sure. I don't really think that's a safe room. Lever says, "Switch for the lift." Will we move the lever? Yes, we'll move the lever. And the lift is that drawbridge. So we can now get across that bridge on the second floor there. Important to remember that mechanical room is on the third subfloor. Also important to remember that I won't remember. Just like I forgot to use the lift on this side. But before we do that, let's check out the 4th floor, huh? Well, looks like that's about all the further we're getting into the 4th floor. Go ahead, open this chest up. We have a great sword. Okay. Once again, an item worth checking out. Let's hand that over to Agog. And Agog will appraise. What do we got? It's a massive sword. Thank goodness they pointed out to us. It's a two-handed sword that cuts well, but is unbalanced. Curses the person who equips it and lowers their agility. So it's a cursed weapon, and we're not going to bother with that. Not in the least. So the 4th floor is kind of cut off to us there. Let's go ahead and drop that drawbridge. Use it to get to the other side real quick here, just to make sure we have everything scoped out. So you can see it's just going to move between those two sections there. I mean, yeah, we did try and uncover as much of this as possible as we were going. Here we have the 3rd floor elevator room, and what looks to be a breakable wall. So let's line ourselves up and crash through. Okay. Got a door here. And we're stopped again. It's that thief from earlier. Says, this is the happiest day of my life. Somebody murdered that fool Gilman. Huh. Serves him right. You know that fool Gilman, don't you? He's that scoundrel who killed his own parents. But he's killed much more than that. He'll even kill women. When he becomes fond of somebody, he eventually murders them. It's been decades since Queen Atelier has even announced such a sentence as the death penalty. Not sure who I need to thank, but I'm glad that scum was captured and killed before the Flash. So if you want to go see something, go check out the small room on the lowest elevation of this floor. You'll get a chance to see his death mask. Okay. So I guess that's the evidence we're looking for from that Gelman guy. Got another breakable wall here. But we don't really have enough room to break it from this side. So I guess that is a one-way secret entrance. Interesting. Very interesting stuff there. Gonna make our way across the drawbridge here. Huh. 3 Orc Kings and a Sorcerer, and it's a surprise attack. Lucky us. Let's go ahead on individual actions. Have both of our fighters attack an Orc King, and both of our back row attack the level 1 mage. So Orc King's down. Ricardo and Agog take out the level 1 Mage. That just leaves a couple Orc Kings left, and we're just going to go ahead and switch back to our usual Restrict Shot and Double Slash, targeting the fresh Orc King, and see what this brings us. Once again, more than enough damage on the Double Slash to fell our target. Did a nice bit of damage on the Restrict Shot, but not enough to take down the Orc King. So we'll load up for one more Double Slash, and that should do it for the battle. Okay, Ricardo is 77 experience away from leveling. I say we go ahead and get him his next level before wrapping up for this session, huh? Get a pair of Sorcerer's Earrings. Nice little spell components there. Go back into the mechanical room. Let's move that drawbridge back up. I know, it's all I'm doing this level. Drawbridge down, drawbridge up. What can I say? It's fun to play with these, like, giant wooden gears. I think you'd agree. Go get yourself a copy of this game, give it a try. It's a lot more fun than it looks, I'm not gonna lie. Playing with the gears, that is. Trying to avoid that combat. Not so much out of fear, but just trying to expedite things a little bit here. It's a one-way door we came through. That is a conundrum, isn't it? Well, this is that battle we were hoping for. Let's go ahead and set up our spell cancel and our double slash. Take out this bogey cat. Give the second bogey cat a free shot, but as opposed to the alternatives, this is by far and away our best option. And once again, we make it through scot-free. I suppose we could have switched to individual action after the double slash, but you know, it's not like they're gonna go ahead and take out this highwayman anyway. Hey, we actually got the jump on him. He didn't get the first strike. Okay, that's a good chunk of experience. I know we're down to just the one transfer potion, but we're kind of running out of inventory space too, so it's a good time to use it. We could always pick one up at that Smiley shop on the way back down. So we're just going to transfer back to town. And that's going to be where we call it today. This has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Thank you for watching yet another episode here. We'll see you in the next one.